Hey, while we wait for some other people to get in here, I thought we would start with a quick activity just for fun before we get into today's lesson. So I'm going to need some volunteers for this because we're going to play a game called The Money Maker. All right. So give me a thumbs up if you've played this before. Anybody familiar with this game? Nobody's familiar with the game. That's awesome. Okay, well, you're going to get real familiar with it. Okay, so we're going to start with some directions. So first of all, I'm going to choose one of you, and then I'm going to give you some instructions. And then those instructions are going to be provided to everybody, but I'm also going to be like using the chat room to send you some specific things that you're going to be performing. So most of this involves a little bit of performance, but it's going to be quite fun, I'm sure. Does anyone want to volunteer, or do I just get to pick someone? Anyone want to volunteer for this? All right, so I get to choose, and that's cool. Alyssa, you are first on my screen. So can you shift that web camera down so I can see your face, please? Awesome. I'm going to read some instructions. Here it is. You have an audition to promote a global recycled toilet paper brand. So you are going to do a commercial for toilet paper. I'm going to give you a line in the chat room that you have to read, but you're going to do that in 5 different accents, okay? And I'm going to tell you what those accents are, and everybody's going to guess what those are. So let me go to the chat room now. Let's see here. All right, so here's the line that you're going to deliver. The line is, I wonder how many people have wiped with this before me. And now I'm going to send you 5 different accents that you're going to perform it in. All right, I sent you 5. If you don't know what they are, just do the best that you can. You're going to get 1 minute total to perform these. Everybody should unmute your microphone, okay? Because you want to, when you figure out what accent Alyssa is using, you want to shout that out so that Alyssa gets a point, okay? All right, Alyssa, I'm going to start your timer. Actually, my timer is broken. Does somebody else have
any accents?
You what?
I don't know how to do like any accents.
You're just going to have to do the best you can do. All right, so let's see. Adrian or John, would you please time this? She gets 1 minute.
Absolutely.
All right. You ready, Alyssa?
No.
No. You got
okay,
this.
it's not for a grade.
It is. It is if you're in
grade.
class. Jesus.
Okay,
here we go.
And go.
I wonder how many people have wiped with this before.
British?
No.
Australian?
English.
No. I wonder how many people have wiped with this before me.
American?
No.
Canadian?
No. I don't even know what the other ones sound like. I wonder how many people have wiped with this before me. I don't know.
You're doing all right. How much time?
5 seconds.
I don't even know how to do the last 3, what they even sound like.
All right, well, tell them what you had.
French, Irish, Pakistani, and New Zealand, and Colombian.
Yeah, I don't know how I would do that either. What's Pakistani? What's that mean? Okay. All right, moving on to the next one. This one's going to go for, let's do this one for Jenna. Jenna Babcock, you have an audition. All right, so you're going to audition to play a kid with his tongue stuck to a frozen pole. Your tongue is stuck to a frozen pole. I'm going to give you 5 lines that you need to say, and then we're going to guess what those lines are. So let me get my stuff together here. All right, so line number 1. Line number 2. Line number 3. Line number 4. And the last one, line number 5. Whoops.
Wait, what do I do?
Okay, so those 5 lines that I gave you, your goal is to act out someone who has his or her tongue stuck to a pole. It's frozen to a pole. So that tongue's going to be stuck out on a pole, and you have to read through each of those lines, and we have to guess what it is that you're saying.
How am I supposed to do that?
I don't know. You figure that out. All right.
I believe in you.
I think you can do it. All right.
No.
Ready?
Oh my god.
Gentlemen, to begin.
Oh my god.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh my
Tongue,
God.
stick it out. Stick out that tongue.
Okay, start from the bottom or where? Or what?
Wherever you want. Each line counts.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's colder than it looks.
It's colder than it looks.
Okay, yes. That's so bad. I'm sorry. Okay. I guess the things they say are true.
I guess the things they say are true.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
What? Okay, what am I supposed to say? Okay. I just wanted to see what it would do.
I just want to see what it would do.
Yeah. Nor was it on my wish list.
Something
It was on my
wish list.
Wait, do you want me to say it again or no or what?
Oh, that's time.
Okay.
How many did you get?
They got 3. They
Nice.
kind of got 1, but mainly they got 3.
I gotcha. Rain, you're up next. Are you ready? It says that I'm worried that the paparazzi are following me on this really hot date. So I'm going to mouth different words. My teammates have to lip read the words that I'm mouthing. I'm only allowed to make the shape of the words with my mouth. I cannot use sound and I cannot use movement. Each correct word that my teammates guess is 1 point. I've sent you the 5 words. Do you see those? All right. All right.
So basically all that I do is say the word without actually saying it.
You got to mouth it. You've got to lip it.
Okay.
All right. We'll see if we can guess it. Remember, paparazzi on a hot date.
Wait, what?
That's their clue because they're all kind of like in a category. So think date.
Okay. Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Restaurant.
Good job.
Limousine.
Wow.
Roebuck. Robot.
Romantic.
Good job, Adrian. You kill this.
Yeah.
Champagne.
Champagne.
Wow, that's 4 already. 10 seconds. Ostrich? Hors d'oeuvres? That's time.
All right. How many points did you get?
4.
Nice job.
You did
Okay.
really well.
What was the Last one.
It was oysters.
Oysters.
All right. Just for fun, we're going to have John do the next one. Oh, where'd he go? John, are you there?
Yay!
He did so good the last time.
I
He
know.
left
That's
on
what I'm
purpose.
saying.
He could sense you were going to call on him.
I knew it. We'll wait till he gets back. I'm sending him the net. Oops, hold on. Sound of a.
Let me go see where he is. Oh, hi. John, your attendance is unmuted in class. Can I take over for you?
Poor John. He thought he'd get out of it. Well, hello.
Hello.
I apologize for having to bring you back.
No, it's perfectly fine.
Good. All right, so here's your task. It says that you have an audition to play all the animals in a confused zoo. So you have to make the sound of one animal while moving like another animal. So for example, you might be a dolphin and a lion. You might be a lion while moving like, making the sound of a lion while moving like a dolphin. Does that make sense? So you're going to make sounds, but you're also going to make movement, and we have to guess what the combo is. So each crossbreed, my team shouts out, will equal 1 point for you, okay? So I've sent you 5. It'll say sound of, movement of, and those are the ones that you're going to perform.
Excellent.
All right, so somebody's going to have to time this. Deanne, do you have a timer? My cell phone's broken.
Yeah, let me get it. Okay, you ready?
Nope.
All right.
Go.
Polly want a cracker?
A parrot and a monkey. A parrot and a monkey.
Yes, good job. Sound of a parrot, movement of a monkey. Good work. 1 point.
Okay. I can't make the noise. Oh. I'm gonna try a different one. Okay. Bah.
A sheep and a frog.
Yep. Good.
Wow. Did somebody guess that one?
I did.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. It was sound of a sheep, movement of a.
Frog.
Good. Okay. That's 2 points.
5 seconds.
Oh, shoot.
Time.
Time. 2 points. Good job. That was good. Everybody like that? I thought that was rather enjoyable. All right, folks, we are about 15 minutes-ish into class, almost 20 minutes into class, so it's time to get started. We're going to go through something else that's going to be on that post test. But today's lesson is going to involve your knowledge of nouns and pronouns as subjects of a sentence, as well as verbs, which are going to start the predicate of your sentences, okay? I want you to go to the text that I've posted for you. It's called Subject-Verb Agreement Text, and it should be on Classroom. We're going to read this together, and we're going to do the exercises together too. We're not going to do all of it, so don't worry about that. But you are going to have an assignment that goes with it, so I want you to pay close attention. And furthermore, not only do you have the assignment that goes with this, but y'all know that you have a post test coming up, right? Right? Yeah? Give me some feedback. Yes or no? Okay, yeah. So this is one of those things that's on the post test. You remember on the pre-test, I had questions about find the verb or find the noun or the pronoun. Well, this one's going to be related to making your verb match the subject, which would be the noun or the pronoun, okay? So that's where we're at. Unless you've got like a lot of background noise, can you go ahead and unmute your mics? Just so that way I can like call on you and we can go kind of quickly through this because we're going to be reading together and doing the activities together as well. Well, hello, Malachi. I feel like you just turned your camera on, did you? Okay, well, welcome. All right, and there is Kiera. All right, so chapter 13, it's all about agreement. And that's where we're going to start, page 248. As soon as y'all start checking out and thinking, oh, this is so boring, you just need to say, Mr. Reed, can we take a brain break? And we will take a pause, okay? Because I know it's tough to read this stuff, but I also know that it's of value. And frankly, you know, there's better ways to teach it, but I haven't figured out what that is when we're online like this, okay? All right, so let's start with Alyssa on page 248. Alyssa, I want you to read, please.
I don't have it pulled up yet.
We'll get it pulled up. Love you. All right, Jenna. Can you read on page 248?
What page? Wait, what are you talking about?
248, page 248.
No, I
You
mean
gotta
like
go
what?
everybody go to that textbook. If you don't see what I'm talking about, it should be posted to Classroom. Click on that bad boy, that beast of a text. And by the way, you should be able to scroll down to the second page because the first one's probably pretty wonky looking. So just like scroll down one page, one whole page. And then it'll show like page 248, but it'll be a nice clean version of 248. All right, let's move on to Kiera. Do you have it pulled up?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Why don't you read for us, please, on page 248?
the very beginning of it.
Yes, the very beginning of it.
The part where it says agreement.
Yes.
When you speak, you automatically make some words agree with the other words. You might say, for example, she talks faster than they talk. You know you must add an S to talk, then the subject is she to make the verb agree with the subject. Because grammatical agreement is not always obvious, you need to study some sentences more closely. In this chapter, you will learn to make a subject and its verb agree as well as a pronoun and its antecedent.
Well, we're not going to do pronoun antecedent this time. We're just going to look at the subjects and their verbs. Let's look at 13.1. Alyssa, read for me, please.
13.1.
Yep.
To make a subject and a verb agree, make sure that both are singular or that both are plural. In this section,
Stop. Did you all know that your subjects and your verbs show number? Do you know that your subject and your verb is either plural, meaning that it represents more than one, or it's singular, meaning that it represents one? You have to choose subjects and verbs that agree in number, and that's what we're going to focus on. Alyssa, keep reading.
In this section, you will learn how to distinguish between singular and plural subjects. You will also learn how to determine if the form of a subject is singular or plural.
All right, so number, singular and plural. I get to read this one, and then I'll call on someone else. Number, singular or plural. In grammar, the concept of number is simple. Thank God, because I'm not a math person. It says number refers to two forms of a word, singular or plural. Singular words indicate, everybody, unmute your microphones. Give me some feedback. Read the next word. Singular words indicate.
One.
Everybody, singular words indicate.
One.
Yeah, there's still some people that need to talk. I'm going to do it again. Singular words indicate.
One.
One.
Jenna, you sneaky girl. Singular words indicate.
One.
Okay,
One.
very good. Let's move on. It says plural words indicate.
More than one.
Everybody get those things unmuted. I need to hear you. Plural words indicate.
More than one.
More than one.
Okay, all right, moving on. It says only nouns, pronouns, and verbs indicate number. So there's like 7 or 8 or 9 different parts of speech. It's kind of debatable. But these are the only parts of speech that have number associated with them. The other parts of speech do not. So let's move to the next page on page 249. And let's go to Brianna. Brianna, read the number of nouns.
Okay, just a second.
Brianna or Brianna? I can't remember.
Brianna.
Brianna, okay, I'm right. As usual.
The chart below lists some common nouns in their singular and plural forms. Do you want me to read those?
Everybody unmute your microphones. I'm going to read the singular. You tell me the plural. Are you ready? Here we go. Truck.
Trucks.
Player.
Players.
Players.
I've been called a player. Next is box.
Boxes.
Watch.
Watches.
Woman.
Women.
Mouse.
Mice.
All right, continue reading that, Brianna, please.
The plural of most nouns are formed by adding an S or ES, players, boxes. Other nouns, however, form their plurals in special ways. Women, mice. If you are in doubt about the plural of a noun, consult a dictionary.
Yeah, talk to a dictionary or basically type it into Google and figure it out. Okay, the number on pronouns. Let's look at it next. Rain, you is reading now. So Rain, take it away. The number of pronouns.
Many pronouns also have singular and plural forms. For example, I, he, she, and it are singular. We and they are plural. You can be either singular or plural.
Mhm.
The chart below lists these common pronouns.
All right, so singular, it says I, he, she, it. We also have plural, we and they. And then you've got some words like you that could be like you as a group of people or you as in just you. Let's go to the number of verbs. This is the last part of speech that carries number. Y'all bored yet? You loving it? Okay, let's move on to Anya Sophia. Read to me the number of verbs.
The grammatical number of verbs is more complex, like the pronoun you. Many verbs can be singular or plural. With such verbs, the number depends on the subject. Singular, I walk.
But it could also be plural, we walk. So here's one person taking the action. Here's multiple people taking the action, and it works for both. All right, so for most verbs, read on.
For most verbs, there are only two major exceptions to this rule. In the present tense and in the present perfect tense, he, she, it, and singular nouns have forms that are always singular. Always singular, right. He walks, he has walked.
So, yeah, and let's take a look at that. So he walks. Look at the subject, which is the noun or the pronoun, and you see he. Everyone, is that singular or is that plural?
Singular.
It's singular. So I have one person that I'm talking about. Therefore, I'm going to use walks. If Mr. Reed is your English teacher and on day one I said, he walked to the store, would you think that I'm going to be a very good English teacher? He walked to the store. What's wrong with that? Does it sound right to you? No. If I say he walked to the store, I need to remove he, and what pronoun should I be using as my subject?
They.
Blank, walk to the, yes, they walk to the store. Walk works with a plural noun or a pronoun, and walks works with a singular. So we have to make sure that they both, the subject and the verb, have to agree in number. And it's pretty easy when you actually read through these things to like intuitively say, yeah, that doesn't make sense. There's something wrong with that one. All right, turn the page, please. Anya Sophia, were you my reader before? I want you to keep reading, okay, till we get to exercise A.
The verb be has a few additional special forms. In the present tense, both I and he, she, it, and singular nouns have special forms. Always singular, I am, he is. In the past tense, there is a single special form that is shared by I, he, she, it, and singular nouns. Always singular, I was, he was. The following chart lists the verbs that are always singular as well as verbs that can be singular or plural.
Yeah, we won't look at all of that stuff, but I will read this part. It says, if a verb has had an S or an ES added to it, walk, walks, or if it includes the word has, am, is, or was, it will be singular verb. All the verbs will be singular or plural depending upon their subjects. Let's go to exercise A. We're not doing all of these. We're just going to do a few of them. I want you to tell me if it is looking at these nouns, these pronouns, and these verbs. You're going to tell me, is it singular or is it plural? I'm going to start with number 1, iPhone. Are you there? iPhone, are you there? Who is iPhone?
I believe that is William.
You believe it's who?
William.
William. William. All right, let's move to Kiara. Kiara, number 1 says car. Is that singular or plural?
Singular.
Good. Malachi, what's number 2? Read the word. Tell me if it's singular or plural.
Plural.
Okay, lifeguards, plural. Leanne, do number 3. Say the word out loud.
Plural.
Yep, tomatoes, plural. Move on to Anya Sophia.
Woman, singular.
Good. Let's move to Rain. Number 5.
He, singular.
Number 6, Brianna.
Lizard, singular.
Jenna, number 7.
Demonstrators and plural.
Good. Let's go to number 8, Alyssa.
Rights, plural.
Writes. So would you say they writes or would you say he writes?
Singular.
Okay, so you've got to think about what would take that action. Would it be a one person, place, or thing, or would it be multiple people, places, and things? Okay, so writes is singular. Moving on to soldiers. Go to Kiara, soldiers.
Plural.
Good. Do number 10 for me, Anya Sophia.
She, singular.
All right. Number 11, Jenna.
Helps and it's plural.
Nope.
Singular.
Remember, if it's a verb, just because it has an S at the end of that verb, you've got to ask who's taking the action. So would you say he helps or would you say they helps? Which would you say?
He helps.
He helps. Is he singular or plural?
Singular.
Singular, so helps is singular. Move on to the next one, Brianna.
Is, singular.
This is a verb. So is it he is or is it they is? Or did I just mess up? I just messed up by challenging you because you're right. Did you say it was singular?
Yeah.
All right, you good. All right, Rain, you're next.
Was and singular.
Good. Anya Sophia, I'm going to skip you because I've already asked you. Leanne. Doing number 14, Leanne. Was plotting, is that singular or is that plural? I can't hear you. Sorry. I know that you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. Malachi, go to number 15. What's that word?
Plural.
Okay. What's the word?
Grow.
Grow, is it a verb or is it a noun or a pronoun?
Oh, verb.
It's a verb, okay. He grow, or it grow, or they grow.
They grow. So plural.
Yeah, it sounds like it's plural, but actually I think this one could actually be either. Move to number 16. This will be our last one before we move on. Anya Snow, I'm going to go to William. William, speak. You there, William? All right, let's move to 251. 251, singular or plural subjects. We got to figure out the whole subject this time so we can determine what verb we're going to use. And let's go with the reader is going to be Alyssa. Alyssa, read for me.
Two simple rules about subject and verb agreement govern all other rules. A singular subject must have a singular verb. A plural subject must have a plural verb. In the following examples, the subjects are underlined once and the verbs twice.
All right, look at it. It says, Anne always tells the truth. Anne is one person, so we use the singular verb tells. I am ready for lunch now. Again, singular. Jerry was playing football. And then it gives you some examples of the plural. All right, Anya Sophia, go down to the part that says a subject must agree with its verb and read that, please.
A subject must agree with its verb even when a phrase or clause comes between them. A phrase or clause that interrupts a subject and its verb does not affect the subject-verb agreement. In the first of the following examples, the singular subject, captain, agrees with stands. A singular verb, guards, the object of a preposition, does not affect the agreement. In the second example, the plural subject, troopers, agrees with stand. A plural verb. The clause that interrupts the subject verb does not affect the agreement.
Okay, now you all think that that's just really boring and you don't need to know that, but I promise you do, because I've seen a lot of people screw up on this one. Look at that example. It says the captain of the guards stands at attention. First, you have to identify the subject, and most people say, who or what is that about? And they'll say guards. That's not the subject. What's the word that's the actual subject? Who or what are we actually talking about? The word is captain. Well, guards is plural, but the subject of that sentence is singular. So that's why we go with stands. I hope that makes sense. So it's saying, don't just go with the words that's closest to the verb. You've got to actually identify the subject of the sentence. All right, move on to exercise B. Example, it says he jog or he jogs 2 miles every day. Well, we know that that's jogs. Let's see how good y'all are at this. You ready? And then we'll take a quick break, okay? Because you're doing awesome. All right, Alyssa, number 1, a tall tree. I want you to tell me what word to put in that sentence. So read the whole sentence correctly, please. Now I'm on page 252.
A tall tree stands in our front yard.
Very good. So is that singular or is that plural?
Singular.
Jenna, what is the subject of that sentence? I don't want any articles or adjectives. I want one word. It's a noun. What's the subject?
A tree.
Tree. Very good. All right, Brianna, do number 2, please.
How's it going? Okay, I'll leave it a little bit.
The ship. We're passing the island.
Whatever.
Very good. Nice job. So is it plural or singular?
They always seem to call,
Singular.
like there's a point
Well,
where I said this a few weeks
ships.
ago, and then they were like,
Oh, wait, no. Plural.
Yeah, you got it. Big high five. Okay, Rain, move on to number 3. Oh, I missed it. Brianna, do it again. Brianna, I'm waiting. Okay, thank you. All right, Rain, go for it.
It seems that the baby grows an inch every day.
Anyway, nothing else.
Very good. All right, so this is tricky now. What is the subject of that sentence?
The baby.
No, it's not the baby.
Yeah, nothing I'm really worried about.
Who or what is that sentence
Yeah, I
about?
wasn't
It's a
here on
pronoun.
Friday, but I need to tell you. The movie
2
was
letters.
great. There's no issues. So that was nice.
It's the antecedent of the baby.
I'll probably do it
I'm sorry, it's
again
the
here on Thursday.
and that represents the baby.
I don't trust my internet.
Kind of.
Inch.
Yeah.
It's it. IT, it.
We should mention
So
how
it
yeah.
grows an inch every day. Well, who grows an inch every day, baby? All right, let's move on to Anya Sophia.
No,
Do
wait
number
for English.
4 for me, please.
It'll be fine. I'm really excited to watch it.
Our blackboards were all scratched.
Nice job. Let's move to Leanne. Do number 5.
The only other thing I can think of is that I really want to get the research orders, but seamless.
Good. Number 6, Malachi.
I asked them, and they were like, we don't do clothes. So.
Yesterday, the newspaper was not delivered.
Good. Number 7, going to Kiera.
Yeah.
His pictures belong in the gallery.
Good. Okay, let's skip the rest of those. Let's go down and we'll do a few of these in exercise C before our break here. Number 1, I want Jenna to do number 1, please.
The girls on the team have arrived.
Okay, so what is the subject of that sentence?
The girls.
Yeah, it's girls. I want everybody to know what it was not. It was not the team. The team is not the subject. The girls are the subject. Okay, let's move on to, I'm going to go back up to Alyssa, up on my screen anyway. Do number 2.
The bear one?
Yes.
The bear that was thought to be roaming through the fields was spotted in the woods.
Okay, what's your subject?
Bear.
Good. Number 3 goes to Brianna.
Okay. The representative for the townspeople is unavailable to appear at tonight's meeting. Unable to appear at tonight's meeting.
Okay, you're right. It's is. Who or what is that sentence about? What's your subject?
The representatives.
Okay, now don't be fooled. It's not townspeople. Townspeople's plural, but representative is singular. And that's why we're looking to the subject, not just all of the nouns, but the subject. Who or what is this about? We're going to take a quick break. So y'all need to stand up and stretch it out for this 7th inning stretch, okay? Because we are working. We is booking it. You are doing great. Stand up. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Be back here in 2 minutes.
Okay? I mean, but like legitimately, what is wrong with it?
One more minute and then you break us over and then we're going to hit the developing writing skills. We're going to skip right to your assignment, okay? But you're going to want to take notes on it because some of these are confusing. All right, everybody, I want you to go to page 260, please. I hope that by now you at least know that every sentence has a subject. Usually that sentence is subject is a noun or a pronoun, and it has a number associated with it. It's either going to be singular or plural. Also, every sentence has a predicate. That predicate usually begins with the verb, and the verb also has a number. It's going to be singular or plural. Your verb and your subject, they have to agree in number. So those that we just went through are pretty easy, but sometimes it's a little more confusing, okay? So you're going to want to take notes for this because these are confusing. Go to developing writing skills because this is the assignment that you're going to do. You're going to write one sentence for each of these subjects. But they are confusing. So it says applying the rules of subject and verb agreement, use each item at the beginning of a sentence followed by the verb is or the verb are. Example, his uncle or my parents. His uncle or my parents are meeting us. Number 1, Michael and Judy. Do you think that that is singular or plural?
Plural.
Michael and Judy.
Plural.
You are right. It's plural. The key there is to see when you've got two things and there's a word that conjunction and makes it plural. So you see the word and in that subject, that is a plural subject. So you're going to use a verb like, a plural verb could be like are. They are going to the store. So Michael and Judy are, and then you fill in the rest, okay? You better note that down though, that is plural. Number 2, neither he nor she. Are we singular or are we plural?
Plural.
Why do you think that it's plural?
It involves like more than one person, he and she. He or
Okay,
she.
we're talking about two different people, but there's negation that's happening. So this is where it gets tricky. Neither he nor she. So I'm talking about person A, then I'm talking specifically about person B, and I'm not putting them together. I could have said they, and they would have been plural, but I didn't. I negated it and I separated them out. I don't want them in a group anymore. I say neither he nor she. So I'm talking about each one individually. Therefore, everybody, it is
Singular.
It's singular. So you're going to have to use a singular verb there. Number 3, each of the boys, is that going to be plural or singular? Each of the boys. Jenna? Say it one more time.
I'm confused. Where are we supposed to be? Like, where are
Page
we?
260 at the bottom.
Okay.
Number 3, we're working on each of the boys. What do you think?
Ow.
Am I talking about the collective group, like all of those boys together, or am I talking about each individual one? I have a hand and it has 5 fingers, right? But if I talk about each finger on my hand, is that singular or is that plural? Each of my fingers or each of the boys, is that singular or plural? Yo, be brave, speak up. If you fail, you will fail forward. You will learn from your mistake, I promise.
Singular.
Okay, it's singular. Good job, Malachi. Next, number 4, it says the 2 cats and the dog. So I've got 2 cats and a dog. Is that
Plural.
singular or plural? Who said plural? All right, why do you say it's plural?
Because it says and.
Very good. Keyword and. When you see and in the subject, it's probably going to be plural. If you see neither nor, it's probably going to be singular. If you see each, or if you see every, it's probably singular. Number 5, the committee. The committee.
Singular.
Yes. Could it also be plural? Actually, that's a weird one. Yep, that could be singular or plural. You get to decide. So if you're talking about each member of the committee, then it's going to be singular. If you're talking about it as a collective, it's singular. All right, number 6, everyone. Every what? Every what?
One.
Okay, everyone. So are we singular or plural?
Singular.
Singular, just like each of these fingers. Number 7, ham and eggs.
Plural.
Okay, it can be plural because of the word and, but this is kind of tricky because sometimes people say ham and eggs and they refer to it as one meal. So it can actually be either. This next one's tricky too, and I don't know if your teachers have taught this to you or not. Number 8 says $2. Is it singular or plural?
Singular.
Yeah, this is where it gets tricky, and most people don't know this, but you're going to be smarter than most people. Anytime that you have a noun that expresses like an amount or like a measurement of some sort, like if I say 5 cents or 12 feet or 4/5 or half, usually we put that in the singular. So even though it doesn't sound right to our cans and ears, the correct term here is going to be $2 is. $2 is because it expresses an amount or a measurement. That's tricky, isn't it? All right, move on. Number 9. All of the cake. All of the cake.
Singular.
Yes, it's singular. Very good. And the last one. Those 2 girls and that boy. Those 2 girls and that boy. Leanne, you just lipped it. What was it?
Plural.
Yes, it's plural. Keyword there is and. So now you know the number associated with each of those subjects. It is your job to go and create sentences with verbs that agree with those subjects. That is your assignment for this week. And I will post that assignment very soon. Do you have any questions? All right, well, folks, I love you, and I hope that you have a fantastic week. I think we're gonna get a lot of rain this week. Do you? Y'all don't live in Chanute though, so I don't know what your weather's like, but I've heard that we're getting some rain, and I'm really happy about that because that means that I don't have to spend 2 hours watering my plants every night. It is so much work. All right, you're free to go.